Hey Wolfpack, it's May 20th, which means we have just a few scant hours left until the Earth is overrun with demons and creatures and the undead and all sorts of foul beings. So I'm glad that we are spending it together here on YouTube. Since it is the end of the world and you have been asking me to talk about the books behind me since I first started this channel, I thought I would do a video talking about one of my favorite books that's behind me. I'm gonna grab it at random. I hope this is relevant. I hope it's relevant. Oh, what a crazy random happenstance. World War Z by Max Brooks. A few of you have commented that you're happy to see this book on my bookshelf, and I am happy that it is there as well. It's one of my absolute favorite books. For those of you who have read it, you probably know why. And for those of you who have not read it, this video should explain why. World War Z, an oral history of the zombie war, presupposes that there's been a massive global zombie outbreak, and this book catalogs what happened before, during, and after it. It's written as if it is non-fiction, but it is definitely fiction. What's neat about this book is it is told as an oral history, meaning it is told through interviews with survivors of the zombie war. And this patchwork of tales is woven together to create a cohesive narrative. For those of you paying attention, you'll note that it's based on the Studs Terkel classic, The Good War, an oral history of World War II, in which the entire story of the war is told through individual accounts. I could go into detail about what happens, but in short, there's a zombie outbreak, it spreads around the entire globe, and threatens to eradicate humanity. And this book is a story of how humanity survives. The very best science fiction, Max Brooks uses an unfamiliar scenario to elucidate real truths about our actual world. And while World War Z is about zombies and shotguns, it's more about our dependence upon technology and the interconnectedness of our global world. At some points, our obsession with the importance of actually unimportant skills, like being a CEO as opposed to a blacksmith. What I find most fascinating about World War Z is that it's not a book about good fighting evil or choosing a side between the two. It's choosing a side between the irrational and the logical, because humans are at their absolute worst when they're being illogical in this story, and zombies, well, they're always illogical. They have the capability to think or make a plan. So the book is really about humans using intellect and logic to overcome brute strength. So yay rational, boo eating brains. To be honest with you, I didn't even really like zombies before this book. Well, maybe that's the wrong way to put it. I wasn't interested in zombies. If you like zombies, you like zombies, I don't know what to tell you because they're gonna eat your brains. I'm sorry. You think you're friends, you think you can hang out, but they're gonna eat your brains. The brilliant and satirical, and most of all, real way that this book is presented makes you believe that this actually happened, or if it were to happen, this is how the zombie war would go down. Which is both really frightening and incredibly heartening because, as you might imagine, humans don't go extinct. Spoilers, sorry. Something else that's really interesting about World War Z is that the audiobook is as good as the original book. And normally I don't go in for audiobooks. I like the feeling of turning pages and making notes in the margins and just the feeling of a book in your hands. And audiobooks just can't replicate that for me. But this audiobook is incredible because it's almost like a radio play from the 1940s. They have this wonderful cast. They had so many characters who each had their own individual story. They were able to get this enormous cast, and hearing the words spoken as opposed to just reading them is far more chilling than I could have ever imagined. It makes it seem so very real. It's almost to the level of listening to War of the Worlds and believing that that's actually happening. With that in mind, if you're interested in zombies, World War Z is an absolute must-read. If you are not interested in zombies, World War Z is a must-read. You will probably enjoy it, or just not be able to read it after dark, because it is a little bit scary and can be pretty gross at times. I hope you will enjoy it, and I think you will, and I might put some footage of myself reading from one of these chapters on my second channel, so something to look forward to, right? In the meantime, I will see you on Tuesday with some huge news.